Well, after 3 years of making fun of people with rooftop tents, I have finally joined the dark side and purchased this Ironman 4x4 Swift 1400 clamshell style rooftop tent. That was a mouthful. We're gonna get into all the specifics, but I wanted to make this video and show you that you can make your own roof rack bars for relatively low cost compared to a roof rack and mount it up there, and hopefully it won't slide off. We'll do some on-road testing and some hard braking to make sure that it is secure up there, but this is just to give you confidence that, you know, I'm in no way, shape, or form a fabrication professional, but with a few tools and some grit, you can mount this yourself. Now, this whole system weighs about 300 pounds. That's a lot of weight to have on your landcruiser, or any vehicle for that matter. So how do you secure it? How do you make sure that it's not going to crumple your roof and mount it up there securely? Well, I took this approach. I ordered these Ironman 4x4 150 millimeter style gutter feet. I wanted the 125 mil feet, but they didn't have them in stock, or they weren't gonna have them for like another few months, so I ended up just going with these. It does sit a little bit higher than I would like, but that can be fixed later. I can order the 125s when they have them in stock, or figure out another solution. I do really like these rain gutter feet because they are beefy, they're rigid, and they come with a set of 8 for $200, so that's pretty good as far as the pricing. So this Ironman 4x4 rooftop tent comes with gas struts, it comes with the provisions for a step ladder obviously, and 2 latches to hold it open. It does come with a lock, but it doesn't come with a key, so it's just an Allen wrench. So keep that in mind if you are parking this in an urban area where potentially it could be stolen. Now, the 80 series has a relatively robust rain gutter system on the sides that are made of steel along with the body, and I saw a video on Matt's Off-Road Recovery where the owner of Yankum Ropes flipped over his Land Cruiser, had the full weight of the vehicle on the roof, and it crumpled it a little bit, but not really that much. The 80 series compared to even the 62 series that I have has a lot thicker material as far as the body. So that is a good thing if you're going to be mounting this amount of weight on top of the vehicle. So instead of purchasing a Prinsu, a Bowfin, an ARB, or even an Ironman 4x4 roof rack, I decided that all I needed was the roof rack bars, and I may actually fabricate this into a roof rack at some point to mount lights, etc. But for now, I just wanted to get this mounted up there. I got this rooftop tent for $1,650 from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. For $1,650, I got the 270-degree awning, and right when I was about to leave, he came over and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I have the awning walls and I'm just gonna give them to you. I even offered him money, but he said, no, just, you know, when you're in town, we'll do a camping trip together. So that was really cool. Yeah, this was just an impulse buy. I got a lot of comments on the last hot stove video about how I'm not cut out for winter camping and that I should just stay home, calling me a princess and stuff. And you know what? You're right. You're all right. I'm scared of the animals out here. We have large rabbits and squirrels, and I just want to be off the ground. You know, I don't want to have to be scared at night thinking about all the creatures that could come get me in my hot stove tent. So when we saw this, remember the 3 I's: impulsivity, inattention to detail, and impatience. And that's where this comes in. So for the roof rack bars, I ended up going with 1/8 inch box steel. It's an 1/8 inch thick as far as the thickness of the material, and it's 1.5 inches by 1 inch. So they had some 1 inch by 1 inch, but I decided to go for a little bit longer of a rectangle for extra stability. This particular rooftop tent has 2 channels in each side, so there's 4 bolts you could put in on each side. I ended up going with 32 total bolts and then fabricating my own mounting plates. This should give it plenty of strength, and I'm not going to be too worried about it sliding off of the roof back bars. I may add some more torsion bars in the future and weld them onto there to give it more torsional stability, but for now we're just going to do some road testing and some off-road testing and see how it does. I could have saved myself a lot of time if I had just purchased the right bit to drill through all this steel. The mounting plates are 1/4 inch steel, and it took a long time to drill through those. I tried several different bits. I tried this 1/4 inch Pilot 1/2 inch drill bit from DeWalt, and it worked really good for a while, but through the 1/4 inch it just had issues, and I think it burned up. Definitely purchase this Hercules step bit. It is by far the best bit I used on this whole thing, and it made the process really quick. The titanium bits worked for a little while, but those are cheap and they're not as good as the Hercules, so highly recommend this Hercules. I was actually very close to purchasing the Gamviti roof rack feet, and they have a 30-60 degree angle, which would give it a lower profile, and I would appreciate that, but for 200 bucks for 8 of these, it's not that bad. And like I said, in the future when we get the 125s in, we can take that off. I maintain the factory roof rack, which Probably isn't a great idea, but it will give it a little bit of extra strength if it does bow. And I didn't want to have to take that off and then reseal all the bolt holes. Even on my old landcruiser, I did that and it still leaked through a little bit. So I just wanted to keep it up there, get this mounted. Like we said, impulsivity, impatience, and inattentive to detail combined with Facebook Marketplace equals what we have here. But I am super stoked to have this rooftop tent. We're gonna have a lot more room in the cab, and we're gonna make a drawer system eventually so that we can get all our stuff in there and organize. You'll notice that the Land Cruiser is sagging quite a bit in the rear because we have an extra 300 pounds in there, and this is just the stock lift height, original springs, original shocks. So it's sagging in the back. We got that Carolina with lean a little bit, but it is what it is. We're gonna put a 2-inch lift on this and then maybe go up to 37s eventually, but now a 2-inch lift would be appropriate being that the back is sagging. There's 4 holes to choose from on the mounting feet, so that gives you a little bit of variation if you need to move things, and this awning bracket acted as a spacer so that you could fit it in. The awning bracket was a little tough. I had to figure out exactly where I was going to space it so that all the roof rack bars were flush with the tent rails and it wasn't going to jostle up and down. Only time will tell whether or not I mounted it correctly, but for now it seems to be pretty good. We got a level up there and it seems to be in good shape. There seems to be a bit of a bow towards the front, or it seems to slope down, so the kit includes a few spacers. We use those spacers in the front, and again, it seems to be sitting pretty flush. All right, enough with all that. Let's try and get it set up and see what it looks like. So the first thing we need to do is unlock the hinges. There's one on the passenger side and one on the rear side. Comes with this little Allen key, so let's unlock them. And that's really it. The 2 gas struts really do a good job at pushing the tent up and getting the whole thing extended. That's definitely one of the reasons why I chose this rooftop tent as opposed to the fold-out ones, because my friend Ryan has one. He actually has the Ironman one, and while they're great, it does take a little bit of time to set up and take down. This takes a little while to set up and especially to take down if you don't have everything set into place, so I'll show you how that works. So it comes with this little ladder attachment. We're gonna put that up there so we can get up. You can access it from the back as well, but it's much easier to do it this way.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I made fun of people with rooftop tents for years, but getting older and I've got a girlfriend, so I'm trying to get her to get out and, you know, enjoy.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
So we've got this initial bug screen here and then the fold door. We'll go ahead and open those up and we'll show you inside. All right, so here's the master suite. It's got a nice little array of pockets up here. The gentleman left his carbon monoxide detector in here, so we can use a nice little buddy heater. We'll end up getting a diesel heater eventually, but yeah, there's a window there, there, and then the main one here. I'm not gonna set up these pegs that act as some sort of a, I guess, this folds out and kind of gives you a little bit of an awning for that. But yeah, there's plenty of space in here. He's gone ahead and put another memory foam mattress topper on top of the one that comes with the tent. So yeah, there's already a nice little pad underneath here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep my sleeping bag in here because it won't close correctly. But yeah, this orange band kind of cinches everything together and helps the walls of the tent close properly when you're folding this down, and that helps you get it in there without any of the walls kind of getting stuck in the middle here. So now we can go ahead and get our awning set up. This is actually the first time I've tried it, so I'm probably going to edit out some of the time it takes me to open this up and figure it out. All right, so this isn't really the final form, but we got it pretty close. I realized that I need a strap on the other side in order to kind of stretch the whole thing out. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. And the legs are on an angle because I was just trying to push it as far and extend it as far as possible. But there are legs underneath it, which I actually like. And we'll go and grab the walls in just a sec here. But yeah, everything comes kind of bound up in these channels here, which is really nice. All the legs at least. And they've got these little square things that fit up into them. So yeah, super cool. Covers the back here pretty well. What I was mentioning was up here, there's a little strap, and I'll need to tie that in somewhere like right over here or something in order to have this be all the way extended, have all the, I don't know what you call those, all of these extended as much as possible. Otherwise, you have to use the legs kind of at an angle like all of these are. But it's fine. Grab a little strap or just a bungee cord so that this extends. It's fully extended. But I really like the look of it. You'll lose access to, if you were to try and access the tent from this way, but it doesn't matter because we have our ladder on this side. We finally thought ahead, which we usually don't do. So yeah, pretty cool. Now the final form of this will come when we get the walls on. I don't know that I'm going to do that on this video, but yeah, just kind of a quick little walk around of how this sets up. And really actually wasn't that easy. I've had one of these Ironman awnings, just a straight square awning this way on my old landcruiser, and it uses a really cool system where you just tighten or loosen these legs, and that helps unlock it and lock it. So that kind of helped me, having previous experience with that. But yeah, I'm super excited to get out and try these on my next camping trip as a combination. And like I said, we're just going to use a buddy heater up top there to stay warm. So yeah, reason why I chose this setup, obviously, like I said, is I got it on Facebook Marketplace for $1,650. Tent new would cost around $3,000, $2,000 on sale. Awning would cost $700, $750 plus shipping. And the walls, which I have in a bag in the back here, would be another $400. So I got a really good deal on this and can't wait to get out and try it. But only time will tell if these brackets are going to work properly. I think they will. Huge fan of them, $200, and it just goes to show that with a little bit of redneck ingenuity and some grit and some time, you can make your own roof rack bars and get your rooftop tent mounted fairly easily, and it should be able to hold a lot of weight. Get aluminum if you have the option. I didn't, but yeah, rust will become an issue eventually if everything's not sealed, but we did a good job painting it. We did an okay job. So there is that. That's going to do it for this video. I'd like you guys to comment down below if you have a similar rooftop tent setup and how you like to rig it, what roof rack or roof rack bars you used in order to set it up, and we'll see you in the next one.